Hello everyone, and welcome back to another lovely day in the cities of Japan. Now, today we're having a look at this, the 2024 Nissan GTR Nismo. Now, I thought I'd do something a bit new on this channel, some fun facts about it. So, here are some fun facts about the 2024 Nissan GTR Nismo. Now, obviously, it is not the last Nismo. The actual last Nismo is the 2025 version of this car, of the Nismo, which that one actually is going to be the last R35 model of, well, ever. Because Nissan currently are working on the R36. Now, what does that mean? Doesn't really mean much. It just means that the 2024 and the 2025 ones are the last two of their generation. Now, interesting fact about this car that I've also found out. The 2025 model and 2024 model of these cars don't have much changed with either of them. The only changes that I could find that Nissan have done to this car is well, really weird. So they changed the mechanical balance. They changed the amount of power that was going to the rear to 65% rather than the bog standard. They changed the camber settings of the 2025 Nismo. And the other thing is that the 2025 model has a different rear bumper. That's all I could genuinely find about the differences between the two. But for the similarities, they both have 600 horsepower. They both output around about 450 foot-pounds of torque. And when you put them side by side, they don't look any different to each other, which is one, interesting, but on the other hand, weird because there's no difference. So they could have just stopped with the 2024 model and called it a day, and then worked on the R36, which they are right now. So let's head back home and look at some customization.
Welcome back, Isaac.
When I was looking around in the customization to prep for this video, I wanted to have a look at what aero it had to see, is there anything interesting that I need to report on? Is there something weird? So I went into the front bumper and it's just the normal race front bumper. But then I went to the rear spoiler. Liberty Walk? A Liberty Walk rear wing. Obviously Forza are unknown. But then I had a look at the bonnet. Another Liberty Walk part. What does that mean? So I went into this, and look, there's a body kit. It's a full Liberty Walk wide body. That is crazy. So I'm gonna build around this because I just think it's really cool. I'm going to go with the stock wing because I kind of like the reverse swan neck. So I'm going to try and keep the stock engine. We're going to keep it all-wheel drive. Let's put on slick tires. Let's go 3 notches in the front, max notch in the rear. Keep the stock tires. Go with a just the upgraded race transmission because it's a 6-speed. Let's go drift differential. Race suspension. Race antis, because they are always needed. Yeah, we'll go for a roll cage, and ooh, can't go max. Okay, hold on. Move roll cage. Okay, so let's go sport weight reduction and go yeah, that. So let's try and change minimal stuff here to try and just boost it up to, oh, there we go. Lovely. Now, I didn't want to go too crazy. I just wanted to do that. Now, let's have a look at its paint design and stuff. So we got the base color that it comes in. We've got this dark blue, this white, red, and this really nice silver. But obviously, me being me, I would like to put it in this. Now, just for a little bit of, you know, separation, we're going to make the hood carbon. Going to make the actually, no, let's make that like a red strip to try and keep that whole like red accent stuff. And the car's keeping that red accent for us via that. So that's cool. There we go. Awesome. All right. I will see you at a racetrack. Okay, so we're here at the Shirakawa circuit. Now, I've noticed something real quick and I want to show you it. Hold on. This is Average Lizard. Hi, I'm in my mum's car. Someone's awesome wheelchair text. People that he's going after next. This is not a race. This is a race, not a story. That is so funny. Anyway, let's rewind back to the start and continue. I just thought that was funny and something worth showing. So funny. Yeah, Average Lizard makes those paint jobs, right, and applies them to his cars. And if you get one of the cars he's applied that paint job to, it'll show up in your race. So I just find that really funny. So back to the car instead of the AI. Now, this Liberty Walk kit is what Liberty Walk would like to call a silhouette kit, where they take the body lines of the car in certain places and they basically bring those body lines out and obviously do their little bit of a Liberty Walk touch to it. Now, I actually do like when Liberty Walk does stuff like this, because it just brings out like so much more detail of the car. And also, obviously, it's Liberty Walk and it's a wide body kit. It looks cool. Now, I've got to be honest, this actually feels very planted as a race car. Like, maybe if I had it in, like, a higher class, so maybe, like, S2. I think this would be a rocket ship in S2. By the way, S2 900. So this is S1 800. Shit! Okay, good lord. That was fun. Wait, is that an anime livery of Bowie Knife's car? Hold on. I need to see that. Aww. Well, anyway. Yes, I didn't win the event. But if I gave that car a bit more love and maybe like put it up to S2 instead of S1, I think this car could be good. It could be actually not meta like all the other cars, but it could be a good one. Now, let's head back home and do the next build.
Welcome back,
Now,
Isaac.
Now, because it has a wide body kit, it has very, very thick tyres. So what I'm thinking, we take it off-road, right? So we make both sets of tyres as fat as possible, right? And basically, all we really need to do is we need to change the differential to a rally diff, change the suspension to rally. Can we fit... No, we cannot fit more weight reduction. Can we fit a bit more horsepower in? Yes, we can. Lovely. Actually, maybe we try and fit the twin turbos in. Hold on. Yes, we can fit the twins. Lovely. Nope. Yeah, I'm not opening up those exhausts. There we go. Back up to S1 800. There we go. It's got a 0.5 power to weight ratio. Lovely. So, let's go find a track. Right, so we're here at the Waterfall Trail. Now, I use this a lot to test my vehicles because it has a good amount of mixed terrain. Like, because you start on road and then not immediately, but you do go off-road. Yeah, here. So like 3 corners into the race you go off-road, which is actually really nice. And it's really, so let's talk about the car, not about the race. Anyway, the car. Well, I've got to be honest, doesn't sound half too bad. And handling wise on the dirt right now, just with a quick, really quick like Forza tune, it's not bad. The way that it's shifting its weight, even though it does weigh probably 3.5 pounds right now, or no, sorry, 3.5 tons, it's not bad. And just like now, going through water so far hasn't affected it all that bad. And it's catching up to first and second, unlike the road builds where it was kind of struggling in those medium to low speed corners. This build is actually thriving, if that's the correct word to say. By the way, it is spring now again, which I just feel like the blossom trees should be around more than just one season. But let's have a quick listen to this. That does sound good. Genuinely, the rumble and the turbos, it does sound really good. Now, let's actually go take it for a proper sound test. So we'll make it stock. We'll go to an tunnel, and then after that we'll do the final and third build, which is the drift build. So I'll see you at the tunnel.
Welcome back, Isaac.
So here we are at the tunnel. Now, for this portion of the video, I am going to stay absolutely silent. So, yeah, here we go. That actually sounds really good. But let's do a... Oh, oops. Let's do a rev bomb inside. Wow. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, let's go back home and do the final build. Okay, so for the drift build, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the stock engine. I'm actually going to remove the rear wing, right? Because I don't want that. And yeah, that's adjustable, but we'll just like, you know, conk it out, leave it, don't even worry about it, right? Tires, we will use snow. We will go that amount and that amount. We will bring the wheels out, all right? And then for here, we're going to put the 7-speed in this time and the drift differential. Also going to put on the drift suspension. We're going to put the race anti-fronts and rears. We're not going to put the roll cage like we've been doing, but we will put race weight reduction. And we shall max the engine. So yeah. So I'm going to just max the engine because I think it's just a good idea to do that because it'll give us the most horsepower to work with to try and get this thing properly sideways. So we have 1,000. So after that, 1,100 horsepower. We now weigh 1,245 tons, kilograms, but yeah, you know what I mean. So, I'm going to pop a quick tune on this, and I'll see you at the drift zone. Oh, and before I forget, let's quickly give it a new paint job. So, instead of this color, we'll go with a midnight purple, shall we? And I'll see you at the drift circuit. Okay, so here we are at the drift circuit. Let's see what... It's already wanting to slide, which is a good sign. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? Even though, yes, it's rev bombing at the moment. Right, in every single gear. This is actually genuinely not bad. This is really stable. I can really hold a massive angle at speed, bear in mind. Okay, let's rewind that little bit there. So there is a certain bit where it will snap and you will lose control. But if you feather the throttle, this is actually not bad.
You've arrived at your destination.
Even though technically that is not 3 stars, this has performed way better than I thought. Like, genuinely. Like, this is performed beyond my wildest dreams with its drifting capability. I am definitely going to try and make this better, but for the time being, that is crazy. Now, the all-important ranking. Now, track. I want to see at some point how good it would be in S2. To see if it had a bit more power, would it actually perform at a higher level? Or is the S1 version that I drove, with all that amazing grip and turning, the best class for this car? So I'd give, like, I don't know, but anyway, next, the off-road. Because it has that wide body, and because you can make the tyres as thick as they could be, it actually had a decent amount of grip to slip ratio, which is what I like to call when the tail kicks out and you can go around a corner and you can still have your stability on the exit of the corner. And I really enjoyed that part of this car. Now, the drifting could be a bit better. Probably will tinker with it a little bit more to see if I can get it to 3-star this drift zone behind me, right? Other than that, this car has performed the way that I would expect this car to perform. So on a scale of out of 10, right, which is what I've been using, I'd probably give this a solid 9. With improvement, it could go up to a 9.5, a 9.9. But yeah, so I'll see you all next time. Knightro out.